Michigan finished phasing out its retirement and pension income tax in 2026. Social Security is already exempt. The state has more Great Lakes coastline than any other. And somewhere between the Upper Peninsula and the Ohio border, there are 30 towns where retirees are not just surviving. They are thriving in ways that retirees paying California property taxes cannot even imagine. Subscribe now or keep renting. Those are your two options. Starting at number 30, Howell. Population around 10,000 in Livingston County, close enough to Metro Detroit for specialist healthcare, far enough away that the housing prices haven't caught up yet. Median home value around $123,000 in a county where the neighbors are paying 3 times that. The historic downtown has the bones of a 19th century county seat and the energy of a town that knows it's been discovered without being overrun. The next town is further north, and its price tag will make Howell look expensive. Number 29, Rogers City. Around 2,500 people on Lake Huron. Median home price around $169,000. The marina sits right downtown. Presque Isle County has Burt Lake, Mullet Lake, and Black Lake within easy reach. 3 of the top fishing lakes in Michigan. If your retirement plan involves mornings on the water and afternoons not thinking about your mortgage, Rogers City solves both problems at once. The next town has something Rogers City doesn't: a waterfront and a working naval ship. Number 28, Bay City. Around 27,000 people on the Saginaw River, median home value near $145,000. The Saginaw Valley Naval Ship Museum lets visitors walk the decks of the USS Edson, a retired destroyer escort sitting right on the riverfront. Winona Park hosts concerts and festivals through the warm months. McLaren Bay region handles medical needs. For retirees who want a real city feel without real city prices, Bay City is one of the most underrated options in the Lower Peninsula. The next town is smaller, and it has a trail system that retirees specifically move there to use. Number 27, Big Rapids. Around 10,000 people. Median home price roughly $200,000. The Muskegon River runs through the center of town. The White Pine Trail passes through for cyclists and walkers. Ferris State University keeps the age mix pleasant and the restaurant scene alive. Schuberg's Bar and Grill has been serving burgers since 1933 and has no intention of stopping. Corwell Health handles the medical side. Number 26 has a river too, but its downtown has been recognized nationally in a way that Big Rapids hasn't quite matched yet. Number 26, Manistee. Around 5,700 people, where the Manistee River meets Lake Michigan. Median home price near $263,000. The Victorian downtown is on the National Register of Historic Places. The Ramsdell Regional Center for the Arts brings real performances to a restored 1903 building. The Vogue Theater, an actual historic movie house, still shows films. First Street Beach and Fifth Avenue Beach put Lake Michigan within walking distance. Munson Healthcare handles medical needs. This is a town that is already finished, not in transition. Already there. The next 5 towns get more affordable and more surprising. Number 25, Ironwood. At the western tip of the Upper Peninsula, average home value around $98,000. More than 20% of residents are already 65 or older. The cost of living runs 13% below the state average. The Black River National Scenic Byway passes through multiple waterfalls and ends at a Lake Superior beach 18 miles north of town. The Finnish Heritage Center is here and nowhere else in America. If you can handle a serious winter, and by serious we mean the kind meteorologists use as a reference point, Ironwood is the most affordable waterfall-adjacent retirement in Michigan. Number 24 is in the Lower Peninsula. Same price range, different landscape. Number 24, Menominee. Around 8,000 people, southern tip of the Upper Peninsula, on Green Bay. Median home value around $163,000. Cost of living 7% below the state average. John Heenes Park has a lakefront swimming beach, fishing, and walking trails. The historic downtown farmers market runs through the warm months. For retirees who want genuine waterfront character without peninsula prices, Menominee makes the case better than almost any town on this list. Number 23 is further south, and it has a racetrack. Number 23, Sebring. Number 23, Sebring. Wait, wrong state. Let's stay in Michigan. Number 23 is Clare. Around 3,000 people in the center of the Lower Peninsula. Median home price roughly $237,000. Amish community in the surrounding area has genuinely reshaped how this town operates. Yoder's Amish Flea Market is one of the state's largest. The Roscommon State Forest is essentially the backyard. My Michigan Medical Center handles healthcare. If your retirement plan involves silence, state forest access, and Amish-made furniture at prices that embarrass IKEA, Claire is the answer. Number 22 is on the water. Different kind of water. Number 22, Sheboygan. Around 4,800 people at the northern tip of the Lower Peninsula. Median home price around $224,000. The Sheboygan Opera House, a restored 19th century venue, still runs a real performance calendar. Sheboygan State Park has Lake Huron's shoreline and hiking trails. The Straits of Mackinac are essentially at the doorstep. McLaren, Northern Michigan's Sheboygan campus handles local medical needs with Petoskey backup. This is Northern Michigan retirement without the Northern Michigan price tag. Number 21 has 100 shipwrecks offshore. Retirees use this fact casually. Number 21, Alapena. Around 9,000 people on Thunder Bay. Median home value approximately $187,000. The most affordable town on this list with waterfront access and a national marine sanctuary offshore. Nearly 100 historic shipwrecks protected in Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Glass bottom boat tours run in summer. The Alpena Golf Club is an 18-hole public course. First Friday Art walks downtown. McLaren Alpena handles the medical side. Alapena is what happens when a town stays affordable because it's not on the way to anywhere. And that turns out to be exactly what retirees want. If you've made it this far, hit subscribe. We do this every week. Real numbers, real towns, the kind of retirement research that actual realtors charge for. Now back to the list, and it's about to get very interesting. Number 20, Petoskey. Nearly 1 in 5 residents is already over 65. The Gaslight Shopping District has brick sidewalks and gas lamps running a short walk from the waterfront. Ernest Hemingway spent his summers at Walloon Lake, just south of town. The Gaslight District still feels like the kind of place that would have stuck with him. The Little Traverse Wheelway runs 26 paved miles along the Lake Michigan shore. The Crooked Tree Arts Center runs year-round theater, gallery exhibitions, and concerts in a former Methodist church. McLaren, Northern Michigan handles healthcare. Median home price around $400,000. The higher end of this list, but Petoskey earns it. Number 19 is more affordable, and it heats its sidewalks in winter. Number 19, Holland. Around 34,000 people on Lake Makatawa and Lake Michigan. Median home value near $290,000 yen below the national median. Holland has operated the largest municipal snowmelt system in North America since 1988. Warm water runs through pipes under the downtown streets, so retirees can walk to errands in January without the slip risk. The Tulip Time Festival plants more than 6 million tulips every May. De Zwaan, the only authentic working Dutch windmill in the United States, dated to 1761, is here. Holland Hospital draws high marks from U.S. News Health. About 17% of residents are over 65, and that number is rising. Number 18 has beaches on 2 sides. Most towns negotiate for one. Number 18, Muskegon. Around 38,000 people on Muskegon Lake and Lake Michigan simultaneously. Median home value around $180,000. The Frauenthal Center, a 1929 movie palace with 1,725 seats, anchors the cultural side downtown. Muskegon State Park covers more than 1,200 acres of dunes and forest. Pere Marquette Park is one of the better Lake Michigan beaches on the west side of the state. Christian care, assisted living is well regarded for personal attention. The price is still low because the revitalization is mid-story, which means the upside is real and the entry point still makes sense. Number 17 is inland, and its architecture comes from ancient Egypt. No, really. Number 17, Midland. Around 40,000 people. Median home price roughly $298,000. More than 80 parks. The Tridge, a 3-way wooden footbridge where 3 rivers meet downtown, has become so central to local identity that residents measure their retirement in miles walked across it. The Whiting Forest of Dow Gardens has the longest canopy walk in the nation. My Michigan Medical Center Midland carries an affiliation with the University of Michigan Health System. The Midland Center for the Arts runs theater, concerts, and museum exhibits year-round. Midland is the town that people who already retire to Michigan eventually find, and wish they had found first. Number 16 is on Lake Michigan, and its shoreline access is the kind that costs millions of dollars further south. Number 16, Grand Haven. On the eastern shore of Lake Michigan, Grand Haven State Park is a 48-acre recreation hub with beach, camping, swimming, and boating. The boardwalk along the channel is a community institution. Retirees walk it in the morning and families fill it in the evening. The Tri-Cities Historical Museum handles the cultural and historical side. The waterfront musical fountain runs nightly in summer. For retirees who want Lake Michigan access without Traverse City prices, Grand Haven consistently delivers. The top 15 are where this list gets seriously good. Number 15 starts a run of towns that retirees from other states are just now discovering. Number 15, Charlevoix. Around 2,500 people on a narrow strip between Lake Charlevoix and Lake Michigan. The Earl Young mushroom houses are here, more than 24 stone structures built over 50 years by one untrained builder using boulders from Lake Michigan. The downtown is walkable, the waterfront is constant. Charlevoix gives retirees a Great Lakes shoreline on both sides with a downtown in between. That combination is rarer than it sounds. Number 14 is famous for something entirely different, and it has the oldest residents of any town on this list. Number 14, Frankenmuth, Michigan's Little Bavaria. About 29% of residents are over 65, the highest share of any town on this list. The Bavarian Inn serves German cuisine. Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, the world's largest Christmas store, open 361 days a year across 27 acres, is here. Zahnder's Snowfest brings ice sculptures and Bavarian food each winter. The Bavarian Blacksmith Experience lets visitors forge a knife. The median home value lands near $280,000. Covenant Healthcare in nearby Saginaw handles hospital needs. Frankenmuth has the flattest, most walkable downtown on this list. The calendar never empties. Number 13 is quieter, more historic, and has a downtown that Hallmark movies keep trying to replicate. Number 13, Plymouth, one of the most charming small towns in southeast Michigan. The downtown is highly walkable. Coffee shops, local restaurants, arts venues, year-round events like art in the park and music in the air. Home prices tend to run from the high $400,000 into the $500,000, but condos and lower maintenance options exist. Trinity Health and St. Mary Mercy Hospital are close. Plymouth is for retirees who want community, culture, and walkability in one place and are willing to pay for all three simultaneously. Number 12 is less expensive, and it has a trail that connects it to everything around it. Number 12, Rochester, one of the most well-rounded retirement-friendly cities in Metro Detroit. Walkable downtown, local shops, restaurants, seasonal events. Direct access to the Paint Creek Trail and Clinton River Trail. Median home prices generally in the mid-$400,000, but condos and smaller single-level homes often available at lower price points. Corewell Health and Ascension Hospitals nearby. Rochester is active without being overwhelming, the specific combination that active retirees spend years looking for. Number 11 is on Mackinac Island, and it banned cars in 1898. Number 11, Northville. Historic charm, tree-lined streets, and a slower-paced downtown that feels straight out of a postcard. Ideal for retirees who value character, well-maintained neighborhoods, and access to parks like Hines Park for walking and biking. Close enough to Detroit and Ann Arbor for specialist healthcare and major amenities. Far enough to feel genuinely removed from the pace of both. Northville is what the word retirement town meant before retirement towns became developments. The top 10 are the towns Michigan retirees argue about. Starting now, number 10, South Lyon. In Lyon Township, ranch-style new construction, quieter neighborhoods, lower housing costs than inner ring suburbs. Close to Kensington Metropark and Island Lake Recreation Area. Access to Trinity Health and Ascension healthcare systems. Cost of living often 10 to 15% lower than places like Birmingham or Royal Oak. South Lyon is for retirees who want newer construction, nature access, and lower carrying costs, and don't need a famous downtown to feel at home. Number 9 is older, more established, and has a hospital that punches well above its weight. Number 9, Okemos, an adorable suburban community in the Lansing metropolitan area. Harris Nature Center for hiking, nature viewing, and wildlife watching. Meridian Historical Village has several restored structures, including a farmhouse, schoolhouse, and general store. An interesting look at Michigan life that locals walk through on a Tuesday, like it's a park. Michigan State University is nearby, which keeps the cultural and healthcare infrastructure of a major research university accessible without living in a college town. A strong retirement option that most national lists underrate. Number 8 is on the water, and its downtown has been alive since the 1800s. Number 8, Saugatuck. On the eastern shore of Lake Michigan at the mouth of the Kalamazoo River, known as the Art Coast of Michigan. Galleries, studios, boutiques, and restaurants in a walkable downtown that has been operating continuously since the 1800s. Oval Beach is consistently ranked among the best freshwater beaches in the country. The dunes here are the kind that take your breath away and then make you climb them anyway. Saugatuck is smaller than most towns on this list and more expensive per square foot. But it is also genuinely one of the most beautiful places to be retired in Michigan. Number 7. This is the one. The town that surprises everyone who hears it and convinces everyone who visits. Number 7. Marquette, in the Upper Peninsula on Lake Superior. And yes, this is the one that surprises people. When people think Upper Peninsula retirement, they picture isolation, distance, brutal winters, and a healthcare system held together with optimism. Marquette is the specific town that corrects all of those assumptions simultaneously. Marquette is home to Northern Michigan University, which means the cultural and academic infrastructure of a real university in a town of 20,000 people on Lake Superior. The UP Health System Marquette is a regional medical center that handles genuinely complex care. The Marquette Food Co-op has been serving the community for decades. The trails along the Lake Superior shoreline are among the most dramatic anywhere in the Midwest. Downtown has breweries, restaurants, a Carnegie Library, and a waterfront that gets northern lights visible from the shore multiple times a year. The winters are real. If you need that acknowledged, the winters are real. But Marquette is also a town where people who love winter stop apologizing for it. Snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, ice fishing on Lake Superior, the winter here is not something to survive. It is something to participate in. The median home price in Marquette runs around $265,000. For a town with a university, a regional hospital, Lake Superior shoreline, northern lights, and a legitimate brewery scene, that price makes financial advisors pause and recalculate. Most people who visit Marquette expecting to cross it off the list end up putting it at the top instead. That is why it's number 7. The top 6 are the towns Michigan retirees are already claiming. If you're not paying attention, you're going to miss the window. Number 6, Traverse City, at the south end of Grand Traverse Bay. The busiest calendar on this list, active retirees specifically move here for the pace. The village at Grand Traverse Commons turned the old state hospital grounds into shops, cafes, and walking trails. Cherry orchards and vineyards ring the hills. The National Cherry Festival fills the waterfront every summer. The Traverse City Food and Wine event debuted in August of 2025 and returned in August 2026. About 23% of the 15,700 residents are over 65. Median home value around $400,000, the highest on this list. Munson Medical Center earns high-performing marks from U.S. News Health. Traverse City costs more because it delivers more. Number 5 costs less and has a different kind of water. Number 5, Dexter. Population around 4,500, just outside Ann Arbor. Median home price around $400,000, but with Ann Arbor's healthcare system, which includes the University of Michigan Health System, one of the top medical centers in the country, 10 minutes away. Residents describe it as looking like a Hallmark movie, which sounds like a cliche until you drive through it and realize they're not wrong. The Mill Creek Greenway connects the downtown to natural areas. Dexter is for retirees who want small-town feel with world-class healthcare within reach. Number 4 is one of the most walkable towns in the state, and it has heated sidewalks. Number 4, Birmingham, a suburb of Detroit with small-town charm and upscale suburban life. Clean, safe, visually appealing, with tree-lined streets and a vibrant, walkable downtown full of shops, restaurants, and cafes. Parks, trails, and recreational facilities make outdoor activities easy, year-round community events, and farmers markets. Birmingham is the town retirees from other states move to when they want Michigan without compromises, and are willing to pay for it. It is not cheap, it is not trying to be. Number 3 is more affordable, and has a personal connection to American literary history. Number 3, Royal Oak, one of the most walkable downtowns in Metro Detroit. Vibrant dining and entertainment scene, proximity to the Detroit Zoo, easy healthcare access, Home prices from $400,000 to $650,000 for single-family homes. But condos near downtown offer lower maintenance, more affordable options. Royal Oak is the right answer for retirees who specifically do not want to slow down. It rewards engagement. It has no interest in being quiet. Number 2 is quieter and has the most unusual geographic distinction of any town on this list. Number 2, Grosse Ile. Population around 10,000. An island community in the Detroit River connected to the mainland by bridges. One of the most unusual locations of any suburb in Michigan. Technically an island, technically connected, surrounded by water in 3 directions. The community is quiet, close-knit, and consistently reviewed as one of the best places to retire in Michigan by people who actually live there. Suburban Detroit infrastructure and healthcare access without suburban Detroit crowds. The island geography creates a natural boundary that keeps the pace exactly where retirees want it. And number one is the town that has everything on this list and has had it for so long that residents have stopped being impressed by it, which is somehow the most Michigan thing possible. Number 1, Ann Arbor. Population around 120,000. Home to the University of Michigan, which means the University of Michigan health system, consistently ranked among the top hospital systems in the country, is the local hospital. That single fact changes the retirement calculus for anyone who has watched a family member navigate a healthcare crisis in a rural area. The art scene in Ann Arbor rivals cities 3 times its size. The Ann Arbor Art Fair draws 500,000 visitors every July and has been doing so since 1960. The Michigan Theater is a 1927 movie palace that still runs first-run films, classic screenings, and live performances. The Carytown District has a farmers market that has operated year-round since 1919. The ARB, the University of Michigan Botanical Gardens and Arboretum, is 123 acres of trails through natural habitats that retirees walk year-round. Home prices in Ann Arbor are higher than most Michigan towns, my median around $460,000, but lower than comparable university cities in other states. The cost of living is reasonable for what the city delivers. Michigan's pension and retirement income tax phase-out completed in 2026. Social Security is exempt. The math in Ann Arbor for a retiree with savings and a pension is better than it looks on first glance. Ann Arbor is number 1 because it solves the problem most retirement towns can't. You can be fully engaged, arts, culture, academics, world-class healthcare, or you can be completely quiet. Trails, parks, neighborhoods, farmers markets, and the city accommodates both versions of the same retirement simultaneously. That flexibility is rare. At this price point in a state with no retirement income tax, it is exceptional. So that's the list. 30 Michigan towns where retirees are actually thriving. From a $98,000 home in Ironwood with waterfalls in the backyard to Ann Arbor with a world-class hospital and a 1919 farmers market. From a Bavarian Christmas village where 29% of residents are already over 65 to a Lake Superior town with northern lights and a brewery scene that nobody outside the UP knows about. Yet, Michigan finished phasing out its retirement and pension income tax in 2026. Social Security is exempt. The state has more freshwater coastline than anywhere on Earth outside of Alaska, and somewhere in this list is a town that fits your retirement better than wherever you're planning to go instead. Subscribe to the channel. We do this every week. Honest numbers, real towns. The research that realtors charge for and we give away for free.